So back on court one, as you can see, up to our fourth match of the morning, and it's a welcome return for Michelle Lee as she takes on Yeo Jia Min, women's singles. Now looking at the women's singles draw, that was one of the earlier matches happened on court three. An Se-young had a bit of a rough start, was about 4-love down, but as you can see came through against Lena Kjaersveld. And will now play the winner of Lian Tan and Yvonne Lee. Down the bottom, it's Han Yue, or Putri Wardani that awaits the winner of this match. And there she is. Steen, Michelle Lee back in action.
Yeah, super good to see her back after her injury at the World
Championships in August now. Must be tough for her. As I said, she's a wonderful character to have on tour, and I will shamelessly admit, great Instagram output, and I've actually watched her rehabilitation over the last few months. A lot goes into that, of course, and I mean, to come back in after such an injury, and it was the seriousness of the injury was, I mean, what was the exact injury that she had?
I'm actually not sure what the exact injury was, but yeah. I'm certain it wasn't an ACL because the recovery has gone too fast. Longer. So I think it's probably something about the meniscus or the ligaments.
Yeah. Pretty daunting. I mean, she is, of course, experienced. Looking at the head-to-head, 3-1 up against Yeo Jia Min.
Right? You want the toss? Service? That side. Okay.
I said if you're coming back from an injury, Yeo Jia Min is actually a very tough opponent to play. She's a very competent player, Yeo. She was a perennial quarterfinalist last year, I can tell you. So, of course, Michelle Lee, before that injury that stopped her in her tracks at the World Championships, made a couple of quarterfinals. Both of these players, in fact, were quarterfinalists at the Thai Open last year. Not against each other. 32 years old now, Michelle Lee. And highest ranking 8. Has been currently at 24. Now, I don't know whether badminton has protected rankings for injured players.
They have protected rankings at certain conditions.
Yeah.
If you're amongst a certain height, or not height, a certain rank in the world ranking, you can ask for
raised an eyebrow.
Protected ranking.
Yeah. So Yeo Jia Min, 24 years old. As I said, perennial quarterfinalist last year. Japan, Australia, Thailand, and Germany, I think it was. No, so the Orléans Masters, and also third spot in Spain. Last time out in Malaysia, it was round of 32, first round for Jia Min. Mohammed Ezad Salman is our umpire, joined by our service judge, Michael Putz. While they warm up, there is always going to be that difference that you will not be able to cover in terms of match playing and training. No matter how much your recovery is, there's always going to be that difference.
And,
right?
and you're also going to be a little bit cautious when you go on court. Yeah. No doubt about it.
Ready to play.
Well, as I said, Michelle Lee, 24 in the world, Yeo Jia Min, 22 in the world. Both of them capable enough. It should be quite a match.
Michelle Lee, she did indeed have protected ranking as number 17. Currently 24th on the world ranking. A couple of other players. The protected ranking is Rachina Gintanen, who's also making
She's
her
also back, yeah, that's right. It's been
come back here.
Wonderful to see all these players coming back. Ratchnok, of course, is well, very happy with the Malaysia Open. Good couple of victories.
She would have gotten into the tournament. Anyway, Michelle Lee is the 24th ranked.
Yeah.
But you never know how serious it gets, whether the recovery is prolonged. So understandable that you file for protected ranking, but you can't get another one.
Ladies
If
and
you get injured
gentlemen,
again, it has to go 2 years
Michelle
time.
Lee,
Right,
Canada. And on my left, Yeo Jia Min, Singapore. Michelle Lee to serve. Love all. Play.
She serves off her campaign not just for the Malaysia Open but for a 2024 year, and it's a moment that she's been waiting for a good few months. Michelle Lee. Good early point. Get things in motion.
Love.
Play.
Service over.
That was pretty much the movement. She got injured in Copenhagen, Michelle Lee.
I was going to ask that actually. I was going to have to go through that moment again.
Yeah.
Exactly the same situation. It's got to be daunting. She has actually been injured before, though, in her career.
She's been injured a lot.
A lot of times.
She has the experience.
The experience.
If you have to take one positive, that is that she's experienced in how to recover and come back.
Service over. 2-all.
Oh, a good balanced start to this match so far, but no real rallies so far as of yet to really get stuck into.
It's a repeat of first round in last year's tournament here. They also played each other in Malaysia Open 2023.
That's amazing because that's actually coming up later on as well. In our next match, Hoki and Kobayashi against Li Yang and Wang Qilin was also first round match last year.
Yeah, I wonder if they've forgotten to
just use the template from last year. Yeah, this all fits. Why not?
Yeah,
that looks good
it
enough.
was such a good tournament.
Let's recreate it. Now this is a little bit more developed. Nice easy pace though.
Service over.
Start off with
3-all.
Service over. 14-10. 1 love.
Oi,
Service over.
missed that one.
Service over. 4-3.
Well, did miss that. And of course, to everyone watching, remember it is day one all week, and because it is a Super 1000, there are actually plenty of really amazing matchups happening over the next, well, today
5
and tomorrow
3.
as well. Just in the women's singles alone, Bei Wan Zhang against Tai Tzu Ying, there's one. Gao Fangji, Busanan and Bangram Fan, that'll be good. Mia Blickfeld, He Bingjiao. All the big names are here.
Service over.
And that's just women's singles. I mean, if you look at the men's draw as well, I think it was section 3 of the draw. It's all sorts of amazing.
Two former world champions against each other in the first round. We're going to show that match later today. Victor Axelsen against his good friend Lo Kin Yu. So
I think
lots of excellent badminton.
I think they're really good friends until Victor steps on court. And just for that 1 hour or so, no.
That's how you got to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Either you're friends or you might also not like each other so much off court. But when you're on court, you have to sort of put a faceless mask on your opponent and just play your game.
I think based on how close these players play throughout the year, I think the friendships are far afterwards. You look at Lin Dan and Lee Chong Wei, they are great friends now. And I think it's for seniors and later on. So 6-4, Jia Min in the lead.
7.
You can see some signs that the timing is
Bit off.
not totally there for Michelle Lee. Normally a very strong technical player.
Yeah.
And the same could be said about Yeo Jia Min.
Well, I actually saw that in the previous women's singles. Akane Yamaguchi herself coming back for the first 4 or 5 points. It was that, the timing of when to launch off, when to make that movement. She was just a half pace off, but it made all the difference.
Yeah.
7-5 or 5-7. Michelle Lee on serve.
Service over 14-16.
Wonderful shot.
6, 7.
14.
Michelle Lee with the advantage in terms of reach. A bit higher than her opponent. But probably Yeo a little bit quicker on her feet.
Yep, Yeo is actually very, very quick on her feet.
Service over 15-17.
Well, I've actually seen Yeo
Service over.
Jia Min a lot more
8,
clinical in this as well.
6.
Especially a couple of times in those quarterfinal appearances last year, when she was maneuvering her opponent around, looking for that winning opportunity and firing off smashes. Here, really kind of playing a bit more reactive to what Michelle Lee's. That's a bad read at the back line.
She was
6.
hesitant.
Change.
Correction out. Service over 18-16.
Never works. I've only seen it work a couple of times. You can
And the thing
take
is,
it that late.
now you don't really know whether you should have left it or not.
You get that confusion spiral in your
Service
head.
over.
So you can still have the same doubt the next
7,
time.
9.
I think that's important to know. I mean, for all the young players watching right now, yes, it is about training. Yes, it's about technique. It's about shot consistency. It's about shot quality. But it's also about owning your mind. It is about self-control, discipline, and as you put it, yes, exactly, just minimizing doubt. Doubt and unforced errors should both be at 0. Just didn't have enough time
Service over.
or energy to
10,
climb that net.
7.
So just in the last 3 or 4 points, Yeo Jia Min has started asking more of the questions, and on the brink of the first mid-game interval, she's 10-7 up.
19-17.
That's nice.
11-7.
The
Interval.
opening stages.
So 11-7 at the break.
Service over 18-19.
So Michelle Lee was actually made it to the second round last year.
Service over
Lee Fei dispatched of her.
18.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Eleven, 7. Play.
Yeah, I think that's
12,
the corner
7.
that's been the biggest problem for Michelle Lee here in the opening stages of the match. The short forehand corner where she has to lunge on her right knee.
Just a little bit tentative.
Yeah, not necessarily if she's in good position, but if she comes moving from the back court to the front court. bit under pressure, then it seems the shot quality is not right.
And credit to Yeo Jia Min for now pushing most of that play that way. Double bronze medalist at the Commonwealth Games 2022. Yeo Jia Min. Mixed team and singles.
Oh,
yep, left that.
Service over. 8-13.
I think she got in doubt as to how to handle that shot. It became something in between a smash and a drop shot, and then sort of overdid it.
So 8-13.
I think that's what I would do if I were Michelle Lee. I think I would try to create some rallies that are not sort of like textbook rallies, try to center it a little bit, put pressure on the body of Yeo Jia Min. See if my racket skills could do the trick.
Service over.
It's also a lot less physically intensive as well.
9.
I'm sure the last thing that Michelle Lee would want is to be drawn into long rounds. Of course, if she does make it into the second half of the week, then that's pretty much standard when it comes down to it. When you start hitting the top 6 again, even in women's singles, it's another 4 to 6. Definitely the top 4, but then another 2 players on top of that. And like Savrachnok, Intanon, and just highly competitive divisions across the board in badminton for the last few years.
16. 9.
So much for Michelle Lee to have to deal with in this comeback, and I think the extra thing she might have to deal with is a first game loss at this rate. Nice from Jia Min, dug that out well.
Excellent. She's got the front court covered. The attacks, or the attempted attacks of controlling shots from Michelle Lee. She's just playing them back at her. Great job by the Singaporean.
Didn't even have to move there, actually.
18. 9.
Well,
19. 9.
she's lost a little bit of confidence, Michelle Lee, in this first game. Just from that run of points. We're close for a while, but now Jia Min on the brink.
See, the pace is just higher from Yeo Jia Min.
Game point. 9.
So 11 game points. I'm guessing at this rate, max she's going to need is 2 or 3. In fact, doesn't even need those. Mistake from
First game
Lee.
won by Yeo Jia Min, 21-9.
21-9 in 13 minutes.
Service over. 3, 6. 11, 10, service over, 4-7.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Oh, both players waiting patiently for that call to step back on court.
Service over, 12, 8, 10, 4.
Second game. Love all, play. Yeo Jia Min challengers call in.
Well, supporting your updated read, I should say, of the drift. That one now being called into contention.
They might have stayed in.
It may have,
We're not in a really good position to
That's true.
call the lines, but no, she was
No,
right.
it's-
Yeo Jia Min.
Correction. Out.
I think it would be
One.
necessary for
No.
Michelle Lee to get
Play.
off to a good start here to get some sort of
Momentum, yeah.
hope and confidence.
That momentum
Two.
will bring up that confidence.
Love.
Yeah, I agree.
It's gone long as well.
Looking at, yeah, shot making, but that one's gone long.
3, love.
Nice little combo, starting off that rally with the acute angle at the net there. And then comes through, try and finish it off down the middle.
4, love.
Well, she's always smiling, Michelle. And that's it's always great to see. Throughout her career, in fact, from what I've seen in the last 5-6 years, I think, regardless of trials or triumphs, it's that same smile, and that's good to see. Because I suppose, at the very least, really what this match signifies is a competitive return. That's the main thing.
Yeah, we see the lunge over
5,
the right knee again. So,
Yeah. To be honest with you, every time she moves off that knee, she seems to just be a little bit more in slow motion
exactly.
than at full speed. Definitely not, slamming down on it. And that is, as you said, completely understandable. She was off on a wheelchair at that injury at the World Championships. In tears, as you can imagine.
6,
And it was
love.
early on in the match. I think it was
4-2.
4-2, that's right. Against the Vietnamese player. Anyway, so Jia Min doing what she needs to do at this first Super 1000 of the year, and that is playing to her strength. 7 love up in the second, 21-9 up in the first. Looking very, very strong. As I said, the winner of this either going to be playing Han Yue, who really came to form in the last half of 2023.
Yeah, she played
Played really well.
she played a good year. 2023 won Arctic Open.
Or Putra Wardani. And that
Service
match
over.
will be happening
One.
on today or tomorrow.
7.
First point on the board for Michelle Lee.
6.
Service over. 8, 1.
Well, there's now
So, it's about finding some kind of purpose now for Michelle Lee. What does she want from this match here? Does she want to try and win it and risk losing it
just
the
for that
huge
first
margin?
win. Yeah.
Or does she
9,
want to use
1.
it as match sparring?
Let it
If
go.
she wants to win it, her racket needs to do a lot more with the risk of making more mistakes.
Yeah.
That's a good shot.
But it's also putting a bit more of a physical
Service over.
poundage on the body as well. There is a, as I said, at the very
9.
least, it's a competitive return to badminton. The India Open literally just around the corner.
Yeah.
Language, practical kick. Service over, 7, 12.
And she got to it, but if you count
Service
how
over.
many she's got to but made mistakes from that corner, I think we see it's around,
It's high.
I would say
it's high.
70–80%.
Easily, yeah, easily.
When under pressure, a little bit under pressure.
11-2 interval.
Well, there's no tape or any kind of wrapping on her right knee, but as you said, as we've said, that she's definitely favoring that knee. You can see it again here if you just check it, just as she moves, just there.
She's nowhere near getting to that smash from Yeo Jia Min.
But as I said, no tape, and has not been. I'm sure that I said her coach and staff rather have been keeping a close eye on it. Which doesn't seem to be. Yes, but look at those scores. That's it. That's the difference. Michelle Lee,
Court 1, 20
Commonwealth
seconds.
gold medalist in
20
2014.
seconds.
I'm not going to be
Thank
happy
you.
with those results, but you can't, I'm sure that you would agree with me, Estine, you just can't push these recoveries. Even you get to a point where you feel like you're fine,
11-2.
you just can't overdo it again.
Play.
No, exactly. Got to make sure that they really are healthy.
100% fit, yeah. Another,
But it's Olympic qualification year, and I mean,
that's true.
Michelle Lee is still inside. Oh, no.
Service
That
over.
didn't look good.
That didn't look good, did it?
3-11.
Here it comes.
10-13.
Yeah, definitely a little clench of the fist.
But yeah, she's still within
4-11.
qualification, but she's not that far ahead of the second Canadian women's singles player on the race to Paris list, Venu Jung. I think she's 1,000 points ahead.
Yeah, so it is important just to keep that. That's a nice reverse clear. To spatial awareness.
Service over. 12-4.
There's always
Change.
a challenge to figure out how to come back, whether you should go directly, and this is the Super 1000 tournament, so this is the highest level. You also had the option of going for a much
Smaller,
lower level, so you got more matches and so on, because I mean, seeing this here, there's not a whole lot of matches that Michelle Lee would have won.
That's it. Well, yeah. I mean, even if you do get to the things start getting really tough pretty much from the second round anyway.
Yeah.
So at the Super 1000. So what you're suggesting is 3 or 4 events at Super 300. Get to semis.
Even lower.
Super hundreds, yeah.
Even lower than that. That's the only option there is, because I mean, if she's ready to play now, then the option would have been international series and so on. So it might be sort of like, hey, I don't go down and play the series.
14.
No,
Could be, yeah. Yeah. You need to have a different
You can get back in a controlled environment. You can get successes. This is going to hurt.
But you guaranteed win. Yeah, that's for sure.
And I mean,
Service over.
I don't know who she's playing next week in India, but the one she's playing in India is watching this match and saying, hey, I got a good chance here.
That's right.
So
mind games.
Troubles are piling up.
Wow. Based on what we've seen, and she really hasn't got out of first gear. Michelle Lee, 14-5 down in the second. Yeo Jia Min hasn't had to get into a higher gear to win this. It's been pretty textbook.
Brilliant play.
Yeah, it was great play. But that's another thing I was going to say about Jia Min. Just in that point, you saw it as well. She just keeps a really good rhythm as she moves left to right, as she moves around the court.
She keeps her moving all the time. Good quality on the shots from you.
It's a very hard read.
Service over.
I think I mean now, especially when you're into the middle or
15.
I suppose at the end of the second game, you know that a full fit, full strength Michelle Lee, the scoreline would have been very, very different.
It would have been
very, very different.
Much different. It would have been a very even match.
Service over. 18.
So take what you will from it. Come back stronger.
Service over. 16. 6.
I'm guessing also that when you're in training that people don't do things like that. They don't fire shuttle straight to your feet, do they?
They should.
They should make it as hard as possible.
Yeah, you should make
possible.
it harder in practice than what you're facing when you're playing tournaments.
Service
An
over.
open kill. That was one of the first mistakes that Jia Min has
7.
made in a while.
16.
Said she hasn't really
Michelle.
been pushed.
Point 11.
What was he saying?
I think something about her foot. And
Game.
I didn't catch the
Play.
second words, but a little bit of a reprimand there. So in terms of recovery and learning, well, she's had a lot to take on board. Let's put it that way. And there's a drop shot that
Service over.
she probably would have made
17.
on another day.
7.
On count two, this record
So at this stage, a little bit of that match fatigue coming in. It's the favouring of the right knee. And
21-11.
as you pointed out, Steen, it's half committal. It's what do you want from this
Service
match.
over.
It's not, you know, I have a clear...
Yeah, but the way
17.
she's shaking her right leg, that's a little bit worrying because that suggests that something doesn't really feel right. No.
mixed double.
And her mobility does seem to be a little bit
One don't beat.
more
9.
limited now as well.
17.
Well, all we can do is, of course, hope that she hasn't overpushed herself. Completely understand the situation, the excitement, the enthusiasm of wanting to get back on the sport, the tournament that she loves so much. But perhaps has pushed it a little bit. Again, that was heavy.
There's an extra step every time she's launching on the right leg.
10. 17.
It's just that. It's taking too much care of your right leg. When you walk, you generally just don't think about it. But I guess, you know what I mean? But if you think about it, if you were walking and you kept thinking about your right leg, you're going to be walking around in circles.
Service over. 18. 10.
Gotten ahead a little bit as well now.
And that's the thing, if you're not really close in the games, then
What else is there to
your
do? I
mind
guess,
starts to wonder if you're really close and you're playing
Service
a tight
over.
match where you need
11,
to push yourself, then sometimes you reach that point where you forget that you've been injured because you're just reacting automatically, and that's when you're free of your injury, so to speak.
You're right. Yeah.
And that's not the case here, unfortunately, as we can see.
Well, one recovery that we should probably mention is Victor Axelsen last year. He was, when he did injure himself, he stepped off court immediately.
Yeah.
But when he came back, it took a loss at the World Tour Finals for him to really spur into life once again.
Yeah, and Axelsen hadn't gone through surgery in his dominant knee, so this is a much more challenging injury that Michelle Lee has had. Not to
19.
neglect the one
No,
Axelsen had,
absolutely.
But he's been good at taking them early, sort of saying, "Oh, this doesn't feel right, I quit."
Yeah, yeah.
So it's relatively short recovery.
If it's a sprain or if it's like
Yeah.
non-surgery.
Service over. 12. 19.
Well, it's also been a difficult match for Yeo Jia Min. I'm sure she would have known that the spotlight would be on Michelle Lee for this comeback, and she's pulled back a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, but I still think it's the same as we saw in the mixed doubles, that she knows that she's going to win this one.
Yeah.
Service over.
Yeah. So here we go.
20.
8 match
Match
points.
point. 12.
switch out wide. It's a great idea from Jia Min.
Service over. 30, 20.
Stays alive for another point.
That's a fantastic shot.
That's that shot quality.
40,
She does.
20.
She does get a handle on it. She can really fire them off, but unfortunately, the stats are not with her. Oh, well, that just about sums it up. The smile is there, the commitment is there, but the body still, I think, a little bit more needed. And we hope to see her back at the India Open. Yeo Jia Min, of course, has done her duty, done her
Match
bit.
won by Yeo Jia Min. 21-9,
service error.
21-14.
And that was just 31 minutes. So very happy to see these returning warriors back in action for this year, especially the women's singles, of course, with Yamaguchi, Michelle Lee and Ratchanok Intanon. Changes over the years to come, of course, over the year to come. 21-9, 21-14. Now Jia Min through to the second round. So back at the Malaysia Open, the opening event of the HSBC BWF World Tour season for 2024, and we're getting to match number 5 here on Court 1 with this day 1 morning session, and it's Takuro Hoki and Yugo Kobayashi, the world number 7s, taking on Li Yang and Wang Qilin,